Wait, one word in Spanish now.
Dorito. Hey y'all, welcome on back to Lady A's Space. We just wanted to take a moment today to let you get to know a little bit more about little old me and this space that we're in. So, do me a favor before we even get started. Can you do me a favor and just like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you don't mind, so you'll be warned about the bell, warned about the upload. Yeah, hit that button for me. Thank you. So, here we go. A little bit about me. Try to think about what y'all would want to know. You know, people just knows if you want to know all the business. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of something. I can't tell y'all everything, but I'm gonna tell you a little something. So, again, I was born in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I know y'all don't know nothing about Fort Smith. Everybody knows about Little Rock, but Fort Smith is about 2 to 2.5 hours south of, is that right? South, maybe. South of Little Rock. Anyway, so I was born to two preachers. My mom and my dad were preachers. My dad was a pastor, and they're both deceased now. I have 12 siblings, so it was actually 12 of us being raised in the house. And then my baby sister came on a little later, so she missed all the fun and the action and the fights and all that kind of stuff. You know, we was fighting over food, anything we could think of, we was fighting over. Anyway, so I had 12 siblings. We were raised in the house together, and you know, I have to give kudos to my mom. She was absolutely amazing because, you know, even with all of us in the house, we were never late for anything. Our house was always like immaculate. You could really like literally eat off the floor. Sometimes we did. But anyway, yeah. So kudos to mom. My mama's name was Mildred. And then my dad's name, he was a native of British Honduras, and he came all the way by way of New Orleans. His name was Elfin Maxwell Smith. And so my mom's name was Mildred. And so, yeah, they got together and had little old Lady A, yeah. But my dad was a pastor for many, many, many years. And so I have actually 5 of my brothers. I have 7 brothers in all, 5 of which were preachers. 3 of them are deceased, and 3 of them I still have here, and they're pastors. And so, yeah, we had a house that was, you know, trying to get everybody to keep from going to hell, even though they was quickly on their way at that time. But, okay, so, yeah, 7 brothers and 5 sisters, and then along came my baby sister, Kathy. So 13 of us in all. I'll start with my brothers. The oldest one is named Leroy, and he was known as a fighter. Lord Jesus, he fought. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother channel by itself. So Leroy, and then I have Johnny, we call him JC, and then I have a brother named David. He pastors in Pine Bluff. Shout out to Old St. James, whoop whoop. And then I have a brother named Alan, who pastors in Fort Smith at New Covenant Christian Center. Whoop whoop. And then I have a brother named Elfin Jr. who pastors at Shiloh, which was my dad's church. And so his namesake has taken over his legacy at Shiloh Missionary Baptist. They're good and yeah. I love the Lord, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was Elfin. And so, let's see, and then my brother Philip, who was my best friend and my fighting partner and my partner in crime. Yes, he passed away in 2006. and he was like a youth pastor extraordinaire. Man, he could skate, dance, all of that stuff. So Philip Smith was the youngest brother. And then the most recent sibling that I lost is my brother James, which we call him Jimmy. And then, you know, behind the closed doors, we call him Smirk. And then his friends called him Smitty. Yeah, but we used to tease him a lot because he was actually born on February the 29th, which is a leap year. So like when he was 25, we'd tell him he was 2 or 3, you know, so he would get mad. You know, of course, there would be another fight, of course. Yeah, but he passed away right before the pandemic last year. Yeah, so we miss him. Then my sisters, I'll start and go up. Kathy, as I mentioned, is my youngest sister. Right above me is Carrie. Whoop, whoop, to Carrie. I made a video about her the other day, the organization queen. Anyway, and then my sister Najia, who actually, I gotta tell you a little bit of history. My mom, but she was so amazing because she had 12 children, and all of the older children had to help raise a younger child. So the one that was assigned to me was Najia, and she was kind of like my mom, and she passed away in 2011. Still having a hard time with that, but it's well. And then there was Carolyn, and she passed away in 2010. And then my sister Shirley Mae, she's the oldest. I still remember, y'all are not gonna believe it, but she would bite off. If she had to cook us dinner, it would be hot dogs, and she would bite off everybody's hot dog. Oh my God! But anyway, it's just terrible. But anyway, yeah, that's my siblings. So you can tell it was a crazy, crazy house. The Smith household was crazy. That's my siblings. So my children, I actually have birthed 3 children. My oldest is Keenan Richardson. My youngest is Tyrell Richardson, and right in between, I had a daughter named Lanita Richardson, and she was stillborn. But my 2 sons are still alive and well, doing great. They're both musicians. They're doing their thing. Tyrell has an anime project that he's released on YouTube. Keenan has a YouTube station. Y'all go and hit them up, subscribe to their channel as well. I'm trying to get these babies paid so they can get out of my pockets. How about that? Anyway, then I got my dear grandson, TJ, who is very, very dear to my heart. He came at a time that I was not expecting him. It was a blessing. And he's amazing, amazing young man. He's gifted musically, very smart, intelligent. He makes straight A's. And yeah, hopefully he'll get to come sometime soon. And then we got a baby, special baby on the way. Yeah, Keenan has, and Tamia, they have a baby on the way. So we're looking forward to that as well. I got started, I think that my mom probably ran out of people to play the piano. And you know, my daddy was a preacher, so somebody had to be doing some singing and playing and all that kind of stuff. So my mama had ran out of people. She ran out of folks. And so I was the last one. And so she was adamant about me learning how to play the piano. So I started taking piano lessons probably at the age of 6 or 7-ish. And I sang in my bedroom for a long, 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 long time because I just like to sing from me. So then eventually I started playing at church, you know, because, you know, my mama would wrap up that old, good old hymnal. She'll wrap it up and beat me with it if I didn't. So I had to play at church. And then I started working with groups and choirs. And then I started doing youth explosions because I really like working with the young people. And eventually I started my own group, which was FYI. That was my first group. Well, that was my first church group. The other one was called Togetherness, and we used to sneak to the club and sing, me and 2 other girls, one named Tina McKinney, hey Tina, and the other one was named Margaret Walker, hey Margaret. Yeah, we used to have my mama making us outfits. I can say this because she passed on, and I don't gotta get no whooping for it. But she would make our outfits and we would sing in the clubs. That was before I met Jesus, and maybe a little bit after, but anyway. Okay, so then I started my group FYI, which stood for Your Inspiration, and they were phenomenal. We had some of the best singers, some of the best musicians in the area in Fort Smith, and we traveled. We opened up for people like Vicki Winans, John P. Key, Kirk Franklin, yeah, all of that back in the 80s, if you can believe it. I know I don't look that old, but yeah, back in the 80s. And so, let's see. And then later, I started a youth choir called Rated PG, and it was Rated Praise Generation. And we did some extensive travel, and matter of fact, they won a choir competition, which they were the only youth choir in Atlanta, and they actually won that competition. There was some singing, cheering. You hear me? Cheering. Yeah, singing, boy. But so that was my second group. Encore was a group that we pulled out of Rated PG. It was some of the older members that were, we had some of the older members were stationed in every section. Like we had, 3 or 4 good seasoned singers in each section that would help the kids in their development. And so we pulled them out because they wanted to do some of the more, little more intricate musical pieces. And so we pulled them out and started a group called Encore. Yeah, they were great, by the way. We're gonna have a reunion real soon. Somewhere along the line, I recorded my first CD. And shout out to Reginald James, who was like, if you don't record these nice songs, I'm gonna record them. So that encouraged me to get it moving. And so I recorded my first CD, which was called Lady Anita and Friends. I've always just had the heart to want to just bring people along with me. Just want to be a blessing to them. And so it not only features me and my group at that time, but it also featured many other vocalists in the Fort Smith and surrounding areas. And so that was my first CD. And then I put a single out called One Word a few years later. And matter of fact, you can reach all of that on your digital outlets. You can get all of those songs. Lady Anita and Friends is a full CD project, and then One Word is a single. And we got more music coming soon. One of the things that I really, really treasure and I cherish was when Arkansas, I believe it was in Little Rock, they awarded me the title of Arkansas Legend. Yeah. I don't know if legend mean like you real old. I don't know. But that was done like 10, 12 years ago. So yeah, but that was a real honor. So yeah, that happened in somewhere around 2012, 2011, 2012. Yeah, about 10 years ago. How I got started in ministry, I think it was just always in me. I don't know if you believe in generational blessings and generational gifts being passed down. My family was full of preachers and teachers and, all of those things. And I believe that was just passed down as far as ministry is concerned. And that was just an innate part of me. And so to do ministry today is just who I am. That's just what I do. Even, being a beautician and doing people's hair, I'm gonna sneak a little Jesus up in there some kind of way. Yeah. So, even when I had my salon, I would stop and, have to pray for people and, slanging oil, not just grease, but oil, child. Yeah. Back in the day. So, ministry just always been in me. And so as I learn more about my relationship with him, it just flows out. That's just an outward expression of what's on the inside. I believe I just said a word. Come on, somebody. I've been in ministry pretty much all of my life. I think when I really tapped in was when I was 21. There was a man named Maurice Watson that I was his first minister of music, or maybe that was my first minister of music position. And didn't even know that I knew how to teach parts and teach choirs and groom choirs. That was just, the overflow of my relationship with God. And because it was in me, it just flowed out. And so I didn't even know I knew how to do it. But, when God calls you, he qualifies you. And I just want to encourage you in that. If he calls you, he will really equip you to do the work that he's given to your hand. He's assigned to your hands to do. I have been a beautician, I want to say, at least for a long time. Saints. So I started actually like when I was 16 years old, maybe a little bit before that. Again, out of necessity. Y'all remember last time I was telling y'all a lot of stuff I learned how to do because we had to learn how to do it. So because, you know, my mom had so much stuff to do, I learned how to do my own hair, and then people would see my hair, they like it, and they asked me to do theirs. So in my mama's kitchen, I started doing hair like for money when I was about 16. And so from there, I did go to college and stuff, but I always had a love for being creative, so I ended up going back to beauty school. And with that, opened up a salon, opened up a couple of them, and did hair for at least professionally, you know, with a license, with a legit license, for about 30 years or so, and maybe 5 years, because I'm just 35. But anyway, just kidding. But yeah, I did that for a while, and so I still have a love for it. But now I think I'm at a point where I want to do it when I want to do it, and so it ain't like every day. Can't do that no more. But yeah, it was a blessing because it really afforded me the opportunity to be at all of my children's events and things like that, church ministry stuff, all of that, and still make a living, you know, while I wouldn't have to be outdoors. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, did that for a long time, and I still have a passion for hair and makeup. Did pageant makeup and, you know, makeup for events and things like that. So it's still, you know, in my heart. So maybe one day we'll get back to that. Maybe not.
Can you start over one more time, please?
Hold on. I got an itch. One of the things that I really love doing, and that is really passionate for me at this season in my life, is women empowerment. And probably because of some of the things that I've gone through, really speak to, I guess, the heart of, you know, women just feeling like they can't do things, or they're not worthy of certain things, or they're not valued. And just literally, it was really the word of God that really empowered me and made me feel like, you know, this is possible, or that's possible, or whatever goal or dream that you have, that it is actually within reach. And so my desire is to empower people in general, but particularly women, because I'm one. So yeah, just to be able to give back and let them know that you are actually valued, and you don't have to have a man to validate you. It's great when you do have that, but you don't have to have it. I believe that God says we are enough, you know, and with Him, then that makes us more than enough. So I want to be able to give back and empower women in that area.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
Favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
Favorite city in the U.S. besides the one you live in?
Kansas City.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Twanks.
Last song you downloaded?
I don't know. Oh, you know, yes I do. Tablet of Your Heart.
Okay. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world, or be able to talk to animals?
Speak every language.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
How long does it take you to get ready?
About an hour.
Scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
About a 2. Woo!
At what age do you want to retire?
Right now. Today.
Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility or super strength? Super strength.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
Yes.
That is so stupid. Scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
9.5.
Ariel or Jasmine?
Ariel.
First celebrity crush?
Girl, I don't even remember back that far. Michael Jackson.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
The 80s.
Do you snore?
Sometimes. Do I? All the time.
Place you most want to travel to?
Dubai.
Favorite junk food?
Potato chips.
Favorite childhood TV show?
Good times.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Last Halloween costume?
I don't know.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Black walnut. It's only one flavor.
Say a word in Spanish. Come on.
Dorito. I was about to say "Como se llama," but
Say one word in Spanish now.
Oh, wait a minute. Hola. Thank y'all so much for chiming in to my channel, to Lady A's Space. And again, we're right here in my music room, but I want you guys to do me a favor, if you don't mind, and even if you do mind, do it anyway because you love me. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I upload a video. All right? And share. Love you guys. Have a great one.